Hello and welcome back to the United MEC Leading Edge podcast series. I'm First Officer James Belton, the United MEC spokesman, and I'm here today with our SOAR committee, at least a few of those members. Lynn Tatum, a 767 captain from Washington, is the chairwoman of the SOAR committee. She has with her Jennifer Spillman, an Airbus A320 first officer from Chicago, and Keith Frank, a 737 first officer from Newark. The SOAR committee is one of our 28 committees here at ALPA, and a lot of our pilots may not understand exactly what SOAR is. Lynn, can you give us an overview of SOAR and what you do?
Sure, Jim. Thanks for having us here today. SOAR is one of our new pilot assistance committees, and it provides peer-to-peer support and assistance for our pilots who might be struggling with maybe accumulation of life stressors or have concerns and questions about their mental health. We have 20 volunteers, and they man a 24/7 hotline to provide such assistance and information and possible referrals.
Do remember, though, that, Lynn, all calls are confidential. It's important for pilots to have a confidential and trusted venue to talk about their stressors and other mental health concerns. SOAR PSP does provide this service and is an example of ALPA's pilots helping pilots.
Indeed, the peer support, that's not a new or unique thing. It's been around for years, especially in fields like law enforcement, firemen, and medical personnel. Peer support provides a critical outlet, a sounding board for those in the safety-sensitive jobs like ours. Now, SOAR is an interesting acronym. Jen, maybe you want to talk about that, exactly what SOAR means so our members can remember?
Sure. We chose a name that not only has an aviation theme, but literally defines what we do. The SOAR in SOAR PSP, Peer Support Program, reflects our committee's goals to support pilots through peer outreach, provide confidential assistance, to guide pilots to available resources, which will help them manage acute or accumulated stresses in their professional and private lives.
I've seen some of your swag. You guys have real cool graphics, too. I kind of like that. Now, we have three members here of the committee. One of them, our vice chair, is missing today. But, Lynn, you want to talk about who's on the committee, who makes that up?
Well, our committee leadership, as you mentioned, myself, I'm the chairman. Bob Chapman is our vice chair, and he is busy today. But we also have Jen and Keith. We are the leadership that manage the committee, that help make some of the difficult, situations that arise. We have to make those decisions. But the crux of our committee are the 20 volunteers who staff this 24/7 hotline. And these volunteers are just line pilots, our peers. We educate them and train them on specialized listening skills. We make them very knowledgeable about the benefits, whether they're the company side or contractual, and even benefits outside of that. These volunteers are ready to help the pilots, whether they're experiencing something challenging, too many pressures on them, and these would include physiological, psychological, or any life stressors. A lot of this will affect their lives and maybe even affect their professional performance.
Jen, do you want to talk about that understanding and the special concerns or responsibilities?
Sometimes only a true peer can understand the special concerns, responsibilities, and risks associated with discussing sensitive health and welfare concerns. Whether physical, family, life, or mental health, our volunteers are educated on these concerns and understand.
Keith, we talked a little bit earlier off mic here about how one becomes a volunteer. That's a question that I have. If you're out there and you might want to be involved, I know you have your lineup set right now, but can you talk a little bit about that?
Jim, that's a great question. We have a full roster for the time being, but we're always looking for well-qualified new volunteers. And we do annual training, and we go through a lot of education to help our peer pilots help their peer pilots.
That's great. If somebody shows interest in this, you'll probably want to keep them in a stable. We reiterate that you're fully staffed right now, but who knows, with the popularity of the program, we could use more people in the future. Lynn, back to what the assistance is all about. What specific assistance do you guys offer on SOAR?
Well, primarily we are just peers helping peers. And most importantly, we're a confidant for our pilots during difficult times. Now, we're not counselors, so when a pilot calls us on the hotline, we're not there to give them counseling help, nor are we experts in any kind of medical field, but we're perfect for the buddy care that we need to do to connect our pilots to the helpful resources that they might be down the road. When a pilot calls our hotline, we never really know the topic. It could be a broad spectrum of the call.
Okay, so perhaps you can give us an example. It can be general or a specific example to help folks understand who might be the candidate to use the SOAR resources.
Well, we may get a pilot who's navigating a real tricky marital situation, and they might need a vast realm of help to include benefits or even time off. Or they may be traversing the end-of-life struggles with a family member, whether it's immediate family or not, and they don't remember or recall how to use their contractual benefits. Or a pilot may be worried about a potential mental health condition and just needs somebody to talk to who understands the job and they can talk to in a confidential way. But regardless of the situation, once we connect the pilot and listen to their current concerns, we first try to stabilize them and then help them assess their ability to fly if needed.
And one of the tools that we get to use is the FAA-sanctioned, quote, "I'm safe" checklist, unquote. And we've heard about this for a long time in our training, but it refers to 1, illness, 2, medication, and those are 2 that we've probably come across before. But some of the ones that our committee deals with specifically are the stressors that come up in life, physiological factors that may affect your judgment or performance. The next step is alcohol, that we've all dealt with, and fatigue. And the last one is emotion or eating, and we all love those delightful crew meals, but the emotional aspect may impact our ability to do our jobs well. And so the SOAR committee is really set up to help you get to the resources that you need to manage both the emotion and the stress. But that's not the limit. We can help you through any of these different processes. If you call us, we can direct you to the right resources.
Well, that's fantastic. That I'm safe checklist, I've heard that before, and I think that will work well. It's easy to remember, and it can certainly help you when you're out there on the line. My question, next question is, who actually should contact SOAR? If I'm having a problem myself, yeah, that probably is a no-brainer. I'm going to call you guys. But how about if I know of somebody that's having a problem? Do I encourage them to contact? Can we talk about that?
So pilots who need help navigating a stressful time in their lives should call our hotline, or they could talk directly to one of our volunteers. If a pilot, however, is concerned about another pilot, they should encourage that pilot to seek help by contacting us at SOAR. Pilots are like everyone else. They experience tragedies, chronic stress, and mental health conditions. Having a confidential support system to discuss their concerns is crucial. It creates a safe zone for discussing sensitive topics that have a great impact on the life and career of an airline pilot.
And that's important. So when a pilot's on the road, overseas, or stressed at home, tired, have a concern, understanding all of the company and union benefits is important, but sometimes difficult. So in a crisis situation, that understanding may be impossible. So that brings us to, how exactly do we get a hold of you? Email, online, telephone numbers?
Well, the easiest way, Jim, to reach a volunteer is to call our hotline. And I can rattle that off, 866-653-SOAR, 7627. Our number is also advertised on posters and business cards available in flight ops and at the training center. You may see an electronic bulletin board ad displaying a lot of SOAR information also in the flight ops and the training center. But you can email us. If you contact a SOAR directly, verbally, that's good, but you can also email us, but we don't want any confidential information spread via the email. So an email might just be for information about the program itself, not for help for that pilot.
Okay, so that hotline number again is 1-866-653-SOAR, or those last 4 digits are 7627, so 866-653-SOAR. More information about the program and a list of some of our resources here on the SOAR committee can be found on the ALPA MEC website under the committees tab. If you navigate those tabs, you can find SOAR and you can find out more information. Lynn, Jennifer, and Keith, it was great talking to you today. Is there anything else that you want to add? This is your time to really talk up your program.
Well, we're a new program, and I guess the one thing I'd like to add is please spread the word and take a picture, screenshot of our telephone number and share it with the pilot next to you when you're out there on the line.
Great. Our committee work here at ALPA, at the ALPA MEC, is very important. We all appreciate the time and effort that you put in, and our pilots appreciate that. More information about the program and a list of some of our resources can be found on the ALPA MEC website under the Committees tab. You can also contact the SOAR committee by sending an email to soarpsp@alpa.org. And please refrain from including any confidential information in one of those emails. It was a real pleasure having the SOAR folks in the studio today. Remember, now is the time to get involved and stay informed. On behalf of the United MEC, I'm James Belton.